to Josephus. We're going to war. 5.6.1 and paragraph 258. 248. 5.6.1. We're dealing with the events that were going on up to 70 AD. From like between 63 AD up to 70 AD. And all Hebrews know that in 70 AD, that's when Titus destroyed Jerusalem and carried the Jews into captivity. But they only focus on the Jews. They don't mention that other people went into captivity with the Jews. Josephus does. As a matter of fact, they don't even understand that the main people that were fighting against the Romans, helping the children of Israel fight against the Romans, was the Edomites. And they shared Israel's punishment for fighting alongside Israel. We know one of those punishments was captivity. But don't take my word for it. Let's read it in history. See, we don't just give you opinions here. We don't give you how we feel. We give you facts. That's why it's called the absolute truth. No room for lies or personal opinions. Go ahead and read. This is War 5.6.1, paragraph 248. Go ahead and read.
Now the warlike men that were in the city, and the multitude of the seditious,
and the word seditious means rebellious. Go ahead.
That were with Simon were 10,000.
Now this guy Simon was an Edomite. And he's in the city, he's talking about Jerusalem. As a matter of fact, he is within the gates of the temple. He is one of the people guarding the temple, trying to keep the Romans out. But let's see who he was working with. Go ahead.
Besides the Idumeans.
Besides the who?
Idumeans.
This guy was an Idumean ruling over the Idumeans, the Edomites. But go ahead and read.
Those 10,000 had 50 commanders over whom this Simon was supreme.
It said those 10,000 had 50 commanders over whom this Simon, an Edomite, was supreme. Go ahead and read.
The Idumeans that paid him homage were 5,000 and had 8 commanders, among whom those of greatest fame were Jacob the son of Josephus and Simon the son of Catholicus.
But let's see who else we got. Go ahead.
John, who had seized upon the temple, had 6,000 armed men under 20 commanders.
This is another Edomite. Go ahead.
The zealots also that had come to him.
So wait a minute. Who were the zealots? The zealots were Hebrew Israelites that tried to overthrow the Roman government. So you got Hebrew Israelites submitting themselves to this guy John as a general to fight against the Romans. That means this guy was over the zealots too. They don't tell you all of this. They don't tell you that Edom was fighting right alongside of Israel against the Romans. Do they? Go ahead and read.
And left off their opposition.
Because at first they were against each other. Go ahead.
Were 2,400 and had the same commander that they had formerly, Eleazar, together with Simon the son of Arenas.
Now look what the funny part is right here. Because they got the Romans trying to break into the temple and kill them, and look what they're doing. Go ahead.
Now while these factions fought one against another,
they fought one against another. Simon and his crew fought against John and his crew. And both of these crews are a mixture of Hebrew Israelites and Edomites. Go ahead and read.
The people were their prey.
The people were their prey. Because these two guys became tyrants. And they were killing the citizens of Israel. Anybody that did not want to join them in their rebellion, history tells you they were killing them. That's why I said the people were their prey. Go ahead and read.
On both sides, as we have said already. And that part of the people who would not join with them in their wicked practices were plundered by both factions.
It said they were plundered by both factions. And you can read other places where it said they were killed. They was also put into prison by both of these factions. But watch what Josephus says. Skip to paragraph 257. It's over here. It's right over here. 257. Go ahead and read.
For I venture to affirm that the sedition destroyed the city.
The who destroyed the city?
Sedition.
The sedition was Simon and his crew, and John and his crew, and it was other crews that were rebelling against the Romans too. He said it's sedition, but this sedition he's talking about right here, these two guys in particular. Go ahead.
And the Romans destroyed the sedition.
And the Romans destroyed who?
The sedition.
Was Edom among the sedition?
Yeah.
So that means the Romans were killing Edomites too. Right? Matter of fact, both of these guys were Edomites. They were the leaders of some of the sedition. Go ahead and read.
Which it was a much harder thing to do than destroy the walls. So that we may justly ascribe our misfortunes to our own people.
Hold up. Whose fault was it that Jerusalem got destroyed in 70 AD? Israel. And the people that were fighting alongside of them. He said, our own people, Israel started that rebellion against the Romans. Titus did not want to destroy Jerusalem. Israel did not want to submit themselves to the yoke of the higher power, like Paul told you to do, like Peter told you to do. They didn't want to do that, and that's why they end up getting wiped out. They didn't even believe prophecy. God had already told you in Daniel that Rome was going to rule, and ain't nothing you can do about it. But go ahead and read. You love him.
Right here, and the just vengeance. And the just vengeance taken on them to the Romans. As to which matter let everyone determine by the actions on both sides.
So he said let everyone determine by the actions on both sides. So the Edomites, Simon and John, were both over these seditions. Some of them had zealots with them, Hebrew Israelites with them, fighting against the Romans. The Edomites were. But this guy John right here ended up dying because he was on the wall talking to a soldier that he knew. And he got shot by a straight arrow from a guy named Arabian, and he died. But later on, another John that was over more zealous was still on the scene, and Simon was still on the scene too. Let's see what these two brothers' faith were. Let's go over to War 6.9.2. See, they don't deal with any of this stuff. They don't tell you, for one thing, they don't know or understand that Edom was black. Esau was black. They don't know that the Hebrew Israelites were proselytizing by force at one time in history. And they were proselytizing black nations.